Welcome back everybody for part 2 of the partial solar eclipse video. I know we're not very far out from this solar eclipse, but it is still the day before, so I'm not late. I left our last video off being on the nakshatra that the sun and moon will be in, and then I wanted to also get around to the nakshatra that Saturn will be in, opposing this. And I didn't forget about Ketu, because Ketu is the whole reason this eclipse is happening, because he's right by the sun and moon, but he's still in the sign of Leo in a different nakshatra, but he's at the end degrees of Leo. And since Ketu's not in the same sign as the sun and moon, that's why it is a partial solar eclipse. So this eclipse will be happening with Ketu around 24 degrees of Leo, and the sun and moon will be around 4 degrees of Virgo. And directly opposing Virgo is Pisces, with Saturn sitting at 4 degrees. But let's go ahead and circle back to Ketu. Ketu will be at 24 degrees of Leo, taking place during this eclipse in the nakshatra called Purva Phalguni. The symbol for this nakshatra is the front legs of a bed, a hammock, or a fig tree. Then we have the sun and moon in Virgo at 4 degrees in the nakshatra Uttara Phalguni. The symbol for Uttara Phalguni is the 4 legs on a bed, or also a hammock. Both of these nakshatras are the marriage nakshatras. Both of these nakshatras are focused around marriage, settling down in a marriage, having a partner. The difference really is Purva Phalguni is more laid back and carefree. Uttara Phalguni is a bit more serious toned than Purva Phalguni. It is more focused on making the marriage work and making the right choices surrounding the marriage, but not just the marriage in general. It could just be around the family, around partnerships or friendships. So we're going to focus more around this area, since this is kind of where all the action is taking place. Now, another indicator of this nakshatra is it almost can't stand to not be in a marriage or relationship. So it's going to fight for whatever is needed to make the marriage or the relationship work. Sometimes it could lead to fighting to make something work that you're going to end up just feeling more resentment and regret for doing so, because maybe it's not meant to work. Now, sometimes it's what's needed to make it work. And this is where Saturn is going to jump in and play a huge role in helping us make a decision on where we want to be in our futures. What are we going to be dedicating ourselves to? Are we going to dedicate ourselves to making things work and seeing ourselves through with this commitment? Or are we going to commit ourselves to ending it and having a different future? This is all going to be playing out, though, for the next 3 to 6 months afterwards. So whatever the decision is that you make around this time, and the actions that you take, is in your foreseeable future what you're going to be bringing to fruition here. But it's just not Saturn here that's helping with this decision making. It's also Mercury back in Virgo, but he is going to be in the nakshatra Hasta. Hasta's symbol is the hand or fist. And the indicators of this nakshatra are to grasp and to hold on to. Coincidence? So between the push and pull of Saturn, the sun, and then the emotions and the feelings and the thoughts behind it from the moon and Mercury, it's going to be interesting. Now I'm going to move around the chart. Second from the sun, moon, and Mercury, we have Mars in Libra. Mars isn't super comfortable in Libra. It's opposite from his home sign. Mars is a fiery planet in a cardinal air sign right now. So he's triggering. Libra is ruled by Venus, and we all know Libra as the scales. It's about balance. Mars being there is triggering about some sort of balance in our lives that has to deal with love and luxury, all the Venusian qualities, along with this Martian energy right now because Mars is there. So it's about like this balance I feel between the feminine and masculine right now. Mars has special aspects though, being 4 houses away or 8 houses away. It's having a 4th aspect to Capricorn, which we have Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. Pluto deals more with the mass of humanity, but still the outer planets all correlate to our personal lives as well. But I'm going to look at this more on like a mass level. Pluto is like transformative, explosive, and deals with corruption, a lot of things going on behind the scenes, which that's already been playing out as we've seen because it deals with the government as well. And we already have seen what's happening in the news right now. Pretty explosive. Then we have Mars's 8th aspect, which would be in Taurus. What do we have in Taurus? We have Uranus, retrograde too. Uranus also, looking at it on a mass level, still this can apply to you personally, but he deals with sudden unexpected events like we've been seeing all over the place, and it isn't over. On top of that, we also have retrograde Pluto in Capricorn sextiling retrograde Neptune in Pisces, and we have retrograde Neptune in Pisces sextiling retrograde Uranus in Taurus, all of them being at 6 and 7 degrees. Neptune is symbolic for creating illusions. Neptune's also ruling the mass consciousness. So if everybody hasn't noticed this massive shift the entire collective of humanity is going through with our consciousness and what's happening in the world. I mean, right now everything is just unfolding, and it's unfolding very quickly right in front of our eyes. And in a few days here, we're going to be having what's called a yod, which means it's also called the finger of God. These are fated, destined events that are going to happen. I'm not going to get all into that right now, but this is dealing with on a mass level here. This isn't just something small. And the sun is going to be illuminating that for us. Thank God. It's about time people start waking up and seeing the truth for what it really is. And with all of those other outer planets being retrograde, it's intensifying that. So people are going to really start seeing the truth, whether they like it or not. You just got to start seeing shit for what it really is. Now let's head back to Aquarius. We have Rahu in Aquarius, and Rahu also has special aspects, being 5 and 9 placements away. 5 placements away from Rahu, we have Jupiter in Gemini. Now, that's generally a wonderful aspect because Rahu is our desires, the things we desire and want to bring into this world. Jupiter will help bring growth and expansion to that. Now, Jupiter and Rahu share the same special aspects, 5 and 9 placements away. So 9 placements away from Rahu and 5 placements from Jupiter, we have Mars. Mars is triggering something around our desires and our growth and expansion with those desires. So it's taking some form of action with it, with what it is that we're desiring. I'm getting tripped up on my words right now. There's just so much shit going on in this. I don't even know how I almost forgot to mention this. Saturn also has special aspects, being 2 and I think 7 placements away. Yes. So 2 placements from Saturn right now would be Aries, which is ruled by Mars. So there is some delay and obstacle around Mars right now with the aspects happening between Jupiter and Rahu. So it could just be this fighting between trying to get our desires, and then we kind of have this setback sometimes because Saturn's just like, no, you got to work hard for what it is that you desire and what you want. And then 7 placements away from Saturn is where the Sun, Moon, and Mercury are. So I've already explained that. And no, I did not forget Venus. We're gonna just go ahead on move to Venus now. I love Venus. So Venus is conjunct K2 in Leo in a different nakshatra because Venus is a little more towards the beginning of the sign. But it's in the 12th house from the moon and the sun. So some form of like detachment here with K2, but it's not a bad conjunction. I feel that Venus and K2 can actually be really nice. It's just Venus is not so satisfied because K2 is about the detachment from this materialistic realm and our material desires, and Venus is all about our material luxuries and all of that we bring in life. So it could be a little uncomfortable there with that. Otherwise though, there's just a lot of things going on in this chart. And my message to everybody is to really take actions in what it is you want to do. Noble actions, whether it's staying dedicated to your relationships, your career aspirations, both, serving the community. There's just so many things going on, but I think that this is going to be a good like reset for everybody, and I feel that there's going to be a lot of good things for the foreseeable future, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready for it to be October. If you stuck around this long, thank you, and we're all going to make it through this, and I just can't wait to see where life turns up within the next 6 months or so, and how things are going. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It can be daunting when you're looking at all of these sometimes looking treacherous transits, but it's really not. It's all happening for a divine reason, to lead us into the path we're meant to be taking. And I think that all in itself is exciting. But I'm gonna stop rambling now and end this. I love all of you. Thank you again, and I really am grateful to be doing this and sharing all of this knowledge and information that I'm learning, and I can only hope that everybody's learning with me. But peace. 333 on the timer. Yes. And it was only 333 because I had to start another video because I'm using TikTok. Alright, bye. Happy eclipsing. Honor your ancestors too, tomorrow, especially tomorrow. You should be doing it all the time, but do it tomorrow. Alright, bye this time for sure.